Hello and welcome to Convict Inc. I'm your host Robert Rosso, and I just realized I'm wearing the same shirt that I got out of prison in. This is a prison, an actual prison shirt from an actual convict. Um. Anyway, did I already say if you like this channel, blah blah blah, and all that other stuff? I'm not even sure. By the way, I did a video. Was it yesterday? There was like a fly on my head for like a minute, and nobody said nothing in the comment. So I just wanted to put that out there. Okay, so Al Prophet, battling flies too. Al Prophet, American Dope, phenomenal channel. Guys, really got a good show. I think it was my friend Seth Ferranti that got me hip to him a couple of years back. I can't say that I watched a lot of it this last week. I have, okay, within the last 6-7 days. And then I get a notification yesterday, not a notification, and somebody texted me and say that, hey, Al Prophet brought your name up in his show. I was kind of a little bit shocked because he's got a real big channel. Mine's a lot smaller, but anyway, I appreciate it. And it allowed me to then bounce off his video and make a few comments. This isn't disrespecting the dude at all. That is not what I mean. And I'm gonna be clear about something. In a video I just watched here seconds ago of him, this from today. What is today, by the way? Is it Wednesday? I'm bad about, I think it's Wednesday, the 9th, April 9th. But he was talking about his channel. He mentioned something that he's now just putting out stuff, basically he's in his car or whatever, providing faster information because that's what's in trend right now. Made me stop and think. I will say that. I like I said, I got big respect for the dude. Anyway, he did a video and it was about Mark Reiter, Billy Bright, Tommy Karate, okay? It was 1 or 2 days ago now. It was day before yesterday, yeah. And he says in that video, I forgot the exact words. Basically, he was putting out the information fast. It's a 12-minute video. It was kind of a loose with a few things. And again, I'm not coming back to correct him and saying something wrong. Much like I did with JD, this isn't meant to be disrespectful, okay? And sure, talking about other YouTubers sometimes can make the channel grow or whatever. I'm not denying that. This was kind of an easy one for me to bounce back off. Full disclosure, okay? So let me say a few things, and I think I'm going to do a whole different video about that, which I'm going to put out. I'm going to put this out now and then put one out tonight. I'll just keep putting out content, whatever. He made me realize that. I was always told to do set times, right? That people like set times. Somebody I still care about and love very much made this comment to me. But the truth is, I don't know if that's correct. I think it's just post it whenever now, you know? I think just go live whenever. I've really been thinking more about that time frame, and I think I'm off base. Anyway, let me get back to the heart of the matter. So, Al Prophet starts off about Tommy Petra, one of the most ruthless mob hitman, blah blah blah. Okay, let's say that's not the issue. I know Tommy Karate personally. We did time for about 5 or 6 months together. Okay, I was able to read some letters that he wrote that were for me on my show back long time ago, whatever. And there's photos of me and him together. Okay, so I want to say that what the media has portrayed Tommy about and how he really is two different people. I am not saying that he was not a lot of the things that the media said he was, okay? I'm saying, and I said it again, that I would let him babysit my children, grandchildren, whatever. Now, and by the way, Matthew Mary, who's not doing his show anymore, but he was a YouTuber, a famous lawyer out of New York, high profile mob cases, was Tommy Karate's lawyer, said the same thing. That I think he actually said that he let Tommy watch his kids. Okay, I think that's what he said, or that he would, one or the other. So when anybody's painting the picture about Tommy, that life that he was in, it's much like, I would even say, Joey Testa. Okay, Joey Testa, Roy DeMero's crew, all that, they go whack everybody, they chop them all up. It was like part of business. To the normal person, to the normal citizen, that sounds insane. Once you do stuff like that, I've never have. Once these guys do stuff like, it's just business as usual, like the cartel guys. What people may think of heinous or terrible and all this stuff, it's just part of the business that they're in. And those acts a lot of times define the person forever. And when you meet some of these guys in prison, it's nothing like they're portrayed. They're in prison and they have to deal with people one-on-one. Al also said that Tommy works out every day. I haven't been with him since 2007, okay? So I believe he probably does. He was a workout beast. I want to say this about something he said. He said, one of the things he said was basically that Mark Reiter didn't put a hit out on Tommy because he was a made man. And it would be more difficult. And then he was insinuating, I believe, if I'm correct, that because Tommy Crotty, of his skills as a martial art guy, that people will be less likely to maybe jump on him. I could have got that wrong, but I'm pretty certain. I need to say this about that. The guys that are the toughest guys, the guys that are in the mixed martial arts, that doesn't necessarily work out in prison too well, okay? So when you're a mixed martial arts guy, and then you get punched in the side of the head, you can't really do a lot of kung fu fighting when you're in a daze and you already got knocked upside the head. So I've seen a couple, but I haven't seen any of these guys that were notorious martial arts or boxers. Well, boxers may be a little bit different, okay? But I haven't seen a lot of these guys actually, one, do anything in prison, and two, they're more targets often than not. If I know somebody can fight, I'm going to creep on him. If I know somebody fight, I'm going to get one or two of my bros and we're going to go smash them together. We're going to win. It's all about winning. So it doesn't matter if you're a kung fu fighter, mixed martial art, ballerina dancer, whatever. It doesn't matter what you are. In prison, you can be got. Now, he said something about his wife overdosed. It was actually his girlfriend that overdosed. And that her name was Phyllis. So that was just a minor correction that caught my thing. And again, this isn't trying to put no shade on Al. I just wanted to kind of correct that. When it comes to Billy Bright, and that's what he referred the video I did about Billy Bright having sperm in his rectum. I just want to make it clear, and I don't remember if I did. The sperm in his rectum had nothing to do with the AB or the hit. Nothing whatsoever. It was shocking to people. It's my friend that told me about it. It was shocking when they heard about the autopsy report. They brought the autopsy report to show people when they're trying to do an investigation, okay? And I challenge anybody to go ahead. And I'm sure there's probably some mob channels that are going and doing that. I challenge you to do so, okay? Because after I did that, I even talked to my friend the next day in prison. I said, dude, if that didn't happen, you're gonna crush my channel, bro. I mean, because I'm putting this out there as a fact. He said, I'm 100%, I saw it with my own eyes. So that's where that comes from. It's one of the people that got questioned. And he wasn't the only one that got questioned and shown the autopsy report, because they were trying to figure out what the hit was really about. And they didn't know if it was it wasn't as, he was willingly in the homosexual game. And I wanted to say that, oh man, what was it? And I don't have my notes in front of me. Mob influence in prison. Al made the comment that Mark Reiter had Billy Bright hit maybe because he wasn't made, and I forgot how he put it, but here's what I need to say about that. I think it was more opportunity. Mark ends up there where there's ABs there, and the ABs were then paid not $5,000 as you suggested on that show. It was $10,000, and I don't know if it was 2, 3, or 5 grams of heroin. Okay, but I do know that the $10,000. I know where it went. I know who got the money for that hit, and I said that in my video. When it comes to the mob in federal prison, or people not wanting to hit mob guys in prison, that's not true. Nobody cares about the mafia in prison, man. If you're on the East Coast and you're like in Schuylkill, McLean, whatever it's called, Raybrook or whatever, and there's a mob presence, maybe some guys will care. Those are mediums. In a USP, nobody cares about the mafia. No, nobody cares about the mafia. What did they do? That'll be the video I'm doing for later about how it went down. John Gotti's pictures on there for a reason. John Gotti crushed the mafia. People think I'm so anti-John Gotti. It's from a perspective of somebody from the West Coast that didn't care about the mafia. I see a whole different thing about Gotti, the influence and what he did to the mafia inside prison. Outside, but inside prison. And I'm going to talk about that in the video that I'll do right after this, and I'll post that one for 5 o'clock. I'll post this one for now. But maybe in the 70s, Al referred to there was hits done between the Aryan Brotherhood and mafia members of French Connection guys. You know what? To be honest, I didn't even know that. But I can see that. The 70s, the 80s were a different time frame. I came out of the federal system. I got sentenced to life without parole in 1998. I go into the federal system, and it was like a yawn with the mafia, okay? Not to say there's not some really good guys, not to say there's not some influential mafia guys, but if somebody wants to hit a member of the mafia, especially with the contract, you go tell a dirty white boy or an Aryan Brotherhood or a SAC or arms that I'm going to pay you $10,000, but it's on a mob guy. Do you think anybody's going to bat an eye? Nobody's going to care. Hell, give half of my bros a shot of heroin and they're going to go do it, man. So let's cut that out, okay? Stop believing the mob is anything in prison. They're not. And I would argue on the street, very little. Anyway, again, no disrespect towards Al. Because he brought me up, I was able to do this. Full disclosure, I'm just bouncing back, okay? And that's all it is. So, I just wanted to put that out there, and I'm going to do the mob thing right now. Take care. Have a good day.